I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. TSSS, Thursday, December 1st. Gang, good seeing everybody. Happy December to you. We're on the home stretch for the holidays. Hope all are doing well. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and first up thing I wanted to do, I'll just do a simple roll call on the attendance. From the jurisdictional sides, I've got Paul Burton, Dion Swartz, GJ Anderson and Cheryl Hewley, Lauren Fechtow and Robert Green, Jay Gomes, Patricia Pablo, Blake Olafson. Anybody I missed from the jurisdictional members?
Paul just joined us.
Paul Castertano. Fantastic. Thanks, man.
Mhm.
Paul Castertano. Okay. And then from my internal team members, I've got Crystal, Becky, Jeff, Ramona, Richard Nassy, Dave Mitchell, Hinsu, Josh, Gabe, and Brad. Anybody else that's popped up that I just missed? Okay. Good seeing everybody. Thanks for jumping in. So the primary focus on this one is we've got a lot of standard items on the agenda. It was a good time for our regular progress updates on the various items we track and monitor. But the big item I want to preview, remember on a yearly basis, Dave Mitchell and his team evaluate the ADOT performance measure projections, and we're the starting committee for that effort. It goes all the way up through the various other committees for reviews, discussions, and ultimately approval of that. We're kind of the first one that Dave then kicks it off with. So that was the big prompt of why we wanted to jam this meeting in and why we wanted to focus on a December timeframe on that. So Dave, if you're all ready, I'm sorry, Crystal, go ahead.
Can we hold for just a second?
Yeah.
We are having a problem with the live stream. I apologize.
No worries at all. We'll hang tight.
Give me just 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, we're good to go. Sorry about that.
No, and thank you for reminding me about the in-kind. Let me read that real quickly. As you guys all know, the regional planning efforts are enhanced by our donated time by the attendees. We're able to collect that and use that for matching efforts associated with grants and federal dollars. So is there anybody that's paid for this effort with federal funds? I believe that's typically a no. I don't think anybody's ever triggered that before. So the time spent in preparation will be estimated by our PAG staff and then assembled based on the meeting materials. We'll calculate the time and then be able to take credit for that appropriately. So that's why you see that on a regular basis across multiple meetings if those of you that are involved on several others, committees, activities, etc. So Crystal, thanks for the reminder on that. And we can now move on to Dave's portion. Dave, the floor is yours. Take it away and tell us what you got and what you need from us.
Good morning. Thank you, Rick, and good morning, members of the committee. My name is David Mitchell. I'm here today to bring to you the 2023 state performance measure projections for safety performance. They're statewide. Hang on one second. I'm having trouble with the slides.
Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see the arrows in the bottom? There you go.
There we go. All right. Thank you. So I'm bringing forward the ADOT's 2023 safety performance projections. This is, like Rick mentioned, an annual exercise. It's a federal process required of the state to carry out FAST Act and initiatives set forth in the MAP 21 legislature. As part of those programs, the way it's been working since 2018, ADOT has been establishing these performance projections on an annual basis. It's done on a 4-year reporting cycle. We just completed the first 4-year program and entering the new 4-year program. So there's been an opportunity for a reporting and evaluation of the state, and we'll get into what that looked like. But the way that PAG participates in this program is we track performance for these measures for the PAG region, and we have been adopting the state projections. Last August 31st of this year, the ADOT has set the projections for next year for 5 different performance measures as shown on your screen. They are number of fatalities. This is total number of deaths on all public roadways. Fatality rate, this is a number based off the total number of fatalities and the VMT vehicle miles traveled estimates for the state. And then there's also identical measures for serious injuries. These are ones that are incapacitating injuries and also the rate for those. And then the last one on the list are your pedestrian and bicycle, your vulnerable users on the network. That's the 5th category. And you can see on the screen, the first column is what they project for an actual total, if you will round it to their methodology. And on the right-hand column is the 5-year average based on figures dating back to 2019, and then using 2 years of a projection to forecast out for 2022 and for 2023. And on the screen, these are the figures that ADOT has set forth. And now it is, we'll go through each one and kind of give you a feel for how the state is performing. And the data that we have goes back to 2005. The red bars, those are the annual totals, and then the green line, that is the rolling 5-year average. And you can see it's a very undesirable and drastically unfortunate trend, as we've seen in the last 10 years, constantly increasing. And these are statewide figures. We are seeing, even with more vehicle miles being traveled, we are still also seeing the rate of fatalities increasing. So those are 2 issues that are obviously becoming a statewide issue. And that is why, if you've been paying attention to the state projections, that is why the ones that they've established for 2023 are so high, is because of these very steep trends. Here we see the data for number of serious injuries. Overall, they're slowly declining. We can see it's been up and down the last couple of years. And then the rate of the serious injuries also on the long term is on a slow decline. For our bikes and peds, we don't see as steep as up and down, but we don't see the type of improvement that we would want to see by far. We've kind of plateaued in the last few years, but we are still a far cry from our lowest back in 2015. So fulfilling the FAST Act requirements is an ADOT exercise. These are projections that the state uses in part of the FAST Act reporting process, and they use data to project anticipated performance for the short term. So they're not using it to evaluate goals established in, say, their long range plan, and it's similar to how PAG has our safety performance targets and performance measures in our RMAP, our long range plan. We do not use these state projections to help track or to or have any relation whatsoever. So the RMAP goals that we've set are aspirational. That's where we want to be. They're not necessarily based on the trends that we're seeing and are not forecasted. But with that, as Rick mentioned, this is going to go through the committee process. So this is an action item. I will leave it up to Rick. I'll hand it back over to you to lead a discussion or questions if there are any. Thank you very much for your time.
No, appreciate that, Dave. Thank you very much. And to iterate, these are not goals. They're not our aspirational. They're not what we want to be. They're reflecting of what trends are happening. And that's the most critical part on that. So as Dave noted, that this does go up through the next round of committees, ultimately for adoption, I think at the regional council level, correct, Dave? Correct.
Yes, it'll go through TPC hopefully this month, and then the next 2 committees all the way to regional council by February.
By February, perfect. Okay, thank you. So we're the starting committee on that. So before we ask for action on that, any clarifying questions? As we said, we've been seeing this now for a good 2 to 3 years, 4 years maybe, from Dave and his team. So any questions of Dave, any clarification on the data he shared? Anybody of the committee want to speak up on that? Now's the time. Go ahead. I can entertain any questions on that.
Will a copy of this PowerPoint be available?
Yes, I believe it's going to be posted on the website, and if not, we could certainly distribute by email directly if you need it more quickly than it gets on the website.
Yes, please, if you could.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, hearing none, the action of this committee, I'm looking for a motion at this time that we recommend adoption of ADOT's statewide transportation safety projections as presented from Dave. I'll entertain a motion for that, please.
Move to adopt.
Okay, motion approved by Paul B. Can I get a second?
Seconded, Dion.
Second by Dion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, motion approves unanimously. Thank you all very much. Dave, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You said the next one coming up, are you on track and with us now approving this? Are you able to go to the upcoming TPC and present to them?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, we're right on track with it.
We're on track. Okay, perfect. Good. No,
No
I was glad we
concerns.
jammed that in. Okay, fantastic, gang. Thank you all very much. Dave, thanks a million for that. Okay, keeping with the safety theme, next update is Gabe, you're up. And if you can update us on the RSA efforts and activities, as well as the HSIP call for projects that ADOT is initiating. The floor is yours, my friend.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's well. Yeah, so we'll start with the updates on the RSAs that we've done. Since we've talked to you last, we've completed road safety assessment for the city of Tucson on South 6th Avenue between Ajo and Irvington. That was completed last month, and the report should be into the city with different timelines, constraints, holidays, et cetera. It's going to be early February before that's going to be delivered to the city. And then we did just deliver the Stone Road Safety Assessment report to the city as well. So that is now in the books. We did a kickoff meeting for the Gladden Farms mini RSA for Marana, which I was very happy with the turnout. Got great participation from Marana PD and Marana School District with their principals and assistant principals and such, and Marana Public Works and Dion and her team. That's been fantastic. So far this year, we've done, including the Gladden Farms RSA. I think that puts us up to 7 RSAs for the year. As you know, our goal is typically about 5 or so a year. So we're ahead of the game this year, and we're hoping to continue that in future years as well. So please keep in mind future RSAs that you have in mind for us. This is a service that is offered to the region, our member jurisdictions, free of charge. It's paid for with HSIP dollars, and we're continuing to spend those resources to better the safety of our region.
As a reminder on that, and I know Gabe mentions this, we cover the full realm. The ones we initiate are for the the roadway element, the big RTA projects. So we'll initiate and prompt those on our own, but we can also tailor those as big as they want to be, as small as they want to be. So there's nothing that's either too big, too small, or out of the realm of what we can look at.
Exactly. Thanks, Rick. We can do mini RSAs, we can do design RSAs, or standard conventional RSAs. So we're full service shop here. So,
okay.
Regarding HSIP activities, basically we're just still in a holding pattern from last time. We're meeting with ADOT in a week from today, December 8th, and that's where we're going to be going through and meeting with ADOT to see what they came up with and shaking out what all the applications statewide ended up settling with the pot of money that we do have, and with all that was applied for, basically what projects are going to make the cut. So we'll be sure, we'll send an email out to the group before our next meeting, I'm sure, once things get more finalized with ADOT.
Any questions for either of those two items of Gabe?
Great, that's it for me then.
We're
Rick.
moving along short, sweet, man. I'm liking this.
Yes,
okay.
Great.
Gabe, and I know I ask you this in generally a one-on-one forum. Any special revelations that have come out of either the Stone or the Sixth? Anything that's kind of, hey, that's cutting edge, we want to look to incorporate that, we see real potential, or pretty much still the standard items that we normally want to emphasize, focus on in regular best practices?
Regular best practices. I mean, every roadway is different. Every road safety assessment is different. You know, some of the commonalities we've seen, especially the last couple of years, are high speeds and aggressive driving. Those are a little bit harder to get our hands around. With just taking a pure engineering approach, we definitely are involving enforcement with a lot of these things. There's opportunity in Marana to involve the school and maybe, you know, get a little bit more education and outreach to the school and to the parents there. I think that may be something that we're going to talk about with the town and the school district there in the school. But yeah, as far as groundbreaking stuff, nothing too much. I know Blake and his team were talking about incorporating in some automated features. We've been in discussions with a private firm, I think out of Canada. And I'm not sure if that's come to fruition yet, but we're having discussions about like maybe moving that forward to see how we could provide more automation on, for the road safety assessment process.
Got it. Okay. Nope. Thanks for that extra clarification. I appreciate it.
Sure.
All righty. Next item up, we're shifting from the updates we've got from the PAG side to now hearing more from the jurisdictional partners across the two major items of either safety and then traffic signal communication. So safety first with item number 5. What any special items, activities, efforts going forward on the radar screen from a safety outreach effort, studies, analysis? Paul, I'm going to kind of pick on you first, just because I know you had been the most recent with your SS4A application efforts. Then we can let the others fall in line if they wish. So, Paul, if I can put you on the spot first. Paul Castertano, I'm sorry. Did I lose Paul Castertano? Never mind.
I don't see him in the lineup anymore. He was.
Nope. I was going to say, my apology. I was literally writing as fast as I was talking and didn't pay attention. Lauren, is that something you can share any light on that you know?
I don't have any updates to share on that item.
Okay, no worries. I'll go around the horn to the various jurisdictions that I've got. So Cheryl or GJ, any safety items, efforts, activities, anything like that you've got available?
This is GJ. I don't have anything. Not sure what Cheryl might have.
Nothing major right now. So.
Okay. Let's see. Paul, Burton, Salrita.
I don't have anything in work, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Dion, anything up and happening in Marana?
Well, there's the mini roadway safety assessment at Gladden Farms Elementary School, which Gabe already mentioned. And I guess I would add that PAG did a mini RSA at Ina in Meredith a couple of years back. And this year I submitted a capital improvement project to make modifications to the median there in conjunction with that RSA. Haven't heard whether it's incorporated into the CIP, but I submitted it.
Got it. Resulting from INA. Okay. Blake, City of Tucson. You guys have anything major underway?
Yeah, we got a couple of things exciting with the passage of 411. If you didn't know that, which I don't know where you've been, but that includes $150 million over years for safety improvements, which is the 20% of the overall sales tax for street paving. And Patrick Lee has submitted a first year plan. I could share it with folks offline if they'd like. And I believe that it needs to go through the Complete Streets Coordinating Council for approval. But it includes many projects and spot improvements across the city. I won't go into all of them, but the kind of exciting for me was and I think I might have mentioned this before, is we've got, 5+ years of RSAs kind of sitting on the shelf where we kind of attacked the whole low-hanging fruit, and now we're going to be funding, some of the longer-term recommendations. And then the other part, so there's the RSAs, which is good, and then we're overlaying. We have some collector paving funds that are separate from that pot that we're overlaying the Prop 411 funding to make a safety enhancement, not just paving the street, but looking at it holistically. And some of that money was actually called out specifically for traffic signal upgrades. So we're going to be advancing our flashing yellow arrow program. We got a list that we've been holding on for years, Dion knows, of left turn phase warrants, so we finally can address those. And then some infrastructure. We're going to roll a lot of that money into infrastructure so that we have a foundation for making some of the operational improvements we want to make so they'll work, like wiring and that type of thing. So it's a lot. Hopefully we can deliver, but it's exciting to have some money finally to address some of these things.
I was going to say, it's be careful what you wish for, but at the same time, it's like, wow, we can do something finally now. So that's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Got it. Patricia, anything that you're working on with the TO?
Okay. Right now we're working on submitting a tribal transportation program safety funds application. And that's one that I'm working on. And then listening to Gabe, I think I'd like to talk to Gabe to see if we can look into some RSAs too. We did have like 3 RSAs that were completed a couple of years ago, or no, I think they're still in completion. They're still completing it right now for 3 routes. And I'm thinking that I think maybe we need to think about other routes that we can do an RSA for.
Perfect.
So I'd like to talk to Gabe on that.
Good deal. Okay.
Yeah, Patricia, please reach out to me, send me an email or reach out to me and we can talk offline.
Okay. I knew this was available for us, but we went another route from the past. So this time I think we're going to reach out to you.
Sounds great.
It's free. Alrighty. Okay.
Great.
And that's it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Patricia. I saw Jay go. There he is. Jay, from ADOT side of the house, what you got? Any dedicated safety efforts you got that you want to share?
Yeah, hey, good morning, Rick, and the committee. I guess just updates, really. We're still moving forward with our fiscal 23 signal equipment procurement. We had 5 locations to switch out some cabinets and do some wiring. I believe I got word from the project manager about the other procurement projects moving forward also with Marana and Saudita. So that's good. I have been working with Mona and Larry over in our safety group with the HSIP applications. So I'm hoping to get more updates from them. We were basically like going through kind of like the vetting process of the projects, ensuring the scopes and all that we're in line with what we're trying to accomplish. So I'm glad that you guys will be meeting with them. I'm hoping actually to be a part of that, to see actually how they go down.
Okay.
We did submit a project with the SMART grant funding last month for State Route 85 heading towards Lukeville. So that was submitted. Hopefully that gets selected. We shall see. But basically it had to do with advance warning and traveler delay and information going down to Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in continuing participation in the RSAs. ADOT does have internal and external RSA programs as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll definitely be getting with Blake on his safety plan there for Prop 411. I'm really excited to hear that as well. So yeah, congratulations on that. Our project on State Route 77 continues. We've been trying to get some traffic signal improvements done on that project as well, on Miracle Mile, and also, like I said, up Oracle Road, all the way up to Calle Concordia. I believe a lot of the lighting infrastructure is going in now, as well as the sidewalks. Definitely a challenging area with all the utilities and tight right of way. I think they're forecasting spring/early summer next year for completion. Definitely a lot of challenges there. And then obviously we'll start seeing the Ina to Ruthroff I-10 widening project kicking off after the new year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that would be it. I do want to see if at our next meeting we can discuss some of or maybe the subsequent meeting, some of the ways that we can try to start addressing the alarming trends we just noticed on our safety performance measure projections. In my mind, we need a very serious PSA effort to go out and, educate the public on what exactly is going on and, why it's alarming and why people shouldn't be dying on our roadways. So I don't know if I can participate in that in any way, but I'm sure that'll come out of, some of the other coordinating meetings with the committees in PAG and in the future. So just keep me in mind on that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
With all of that, that's all I got. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's see. I don't think I didn't skip anybody.
Okay.
All righty. Any questions for the jurisdictional? Any questions at all regarding the safety activity updates from the member jurisdictions? Okay. All right, moving into our last item then, which is our traffic signal communications updates. So this is where we've been focused on any kind of special stuff. In the past, we've talked about some of the mile vision upgrades, fiber conversions, upgrades on all that stuff for general communications, variety of different activities and efforts associated with that. So same thing, I'll start off, go around the horn on this one. Lauren, Robert, anything out of Pima County that you want to share?
Sure, Rick. We got some interesting things going on. So we got a new signal. Construction's going to start out at Old Spanish Trail in Valencia. At Orange Grove and Shannon, we have a advanced intersection approach mile-vision camera that we're evaluating right now, and seems to be performing well. So it could be a potential substitute for far back in pavement loops approaching an intersection. So that might be very important to our pavement pres and Michelle. We have a upcoming meeting with Global Traffic Technologies. We're interested in getting some more information on cloud-based emergency vehicle preemption, and that could also spin into transit priority. GTT recently partnered with MyoVision, so we might be on the cabinet side pretty well integrated for to entertain that. On the vehicle side, this meeting, we're going to have to talk to some area emergency responders and this see how well equipped they are. Their vehicles would need a cell modem in there, and then we would need to be able to interact with that. So, we're gonna have a discussion, see where this might go. Maybe we can get a potential corridor that we can try this out on. We'll have to maintain the old IR system probably for a long time, but it's kind of a dipping our toe in some new technology. And so that's exciting. And then at the recent L Tour de Tucson, we got up some Bosch pan tilt zoom cameras. They performed very well. These particular Bosch cameras that we put up at a couple locations, they do have the capability of counting and classifying vehicles. So we're going to take a deeper look at that. So that's another evaluation that we have. So yeah, it's a few things that I wanted to share.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Oro Valley, GJ Cheryl.
GJ, you want to go?
Okay. Yeah, there's not really much going on. I'm working on maintaining the communications we've already got and looking forward to City of Tucson's rollout of the cellular modem operation, and then the changeover to Kinetics from MaxView. So, but that's just for myself, that's just a sit and wait. That's about it.
Got it. Okay.
So GJ did coordinate directly with Francisco on that.
Okay. I was going to say, I assume you've been in direct contact, so you read my mind on my question. Perfect. Been working directly with Francisco. Okay. Let's see. Paul, what you got going on down Sahuarita?
The usual circus. I have a new intersection going in. It's in construction at Quail Crossing and Old Nogales Highway / Continental Road. It's pretty far along, except we're waiting for Union Pacific to do its thing. It wants another, 9 months or so to begin or complete their work. They need a new rail house and longer rail gates and, about $250,000 worth of equipment that we didn't plan on. To the good, I have 2 new MyoVision systems going in, and one of them actually includes a camera. So we've got basic communication now at 6 of our intersections, and hopefully an operable fisheye camera at one of them.
Okay. All righty. Dion, Tana Morana.
Hi, Rick. Here at the town, we've got two new signals that are going to be coming online in the next couple months. They're associated with the Silverbell Gateway Distribution Center on Ina and Silverbell. So one new signal will be on Silverbell north of Ina. The other one will be on Ina Road, and it will be east of the Silverbell Road signal. And some major modifications were done also at the Ina Silverbell intersection. The addition of an additional left turn lane, so we have dual left turns southbound. This was all done with the Silverbell Gateway project that originally was going to be an Amazon distribution center. It is apparently Amazon pulled out, so don't know what it's going to be, but they were still obligated to make these mitigations. We have other signals in design. One of them, I think, just got kicked off. It's the HSIP funded traffic signal at Moore Road and Dove Mountain Boulevard. ADOT is managing that project, so I can't say for sure that it kicked off, but I understand that it was going to kick off after Thanksgiving. Early on is the consultant on that one. And we are working on Rattlesnake Pass, which is Twin Peaks Road over the Tucson Mountains to the Saguaro Bloom development. And with that project, there will be a new signal for Saguaro Bloom at Saguaro Peaks. So it'll be the intersection of Saguaro Peaks and Twin Peaks that'll be signalized, and that's in process. There's some issues with right-of-way acquisition, so I can't comment on the timeline on that.
Okay.
Signal modifications to the existing signal at Twin Peaks and Silverbell as a result of that. And then there's another signal that's developer-driven that'll be on Linda Vista Boulevard. You never know about those developer-driven projects, whether they happen as quickly as they're projected to happen initially. So a lot of activity signal-wise. Some of those signals that I mentioned will be getting MyoVision. Other ones will be getting kind of a competitor called GridSmart that we'll be evaluating. The two with the Silverbell Gateway development are on our fiber network, so there shouldn't be any problem connecting those into our system. We are asking for conduit with all the new projects. So if that one on Linda Vista, we'll be asking for conduit, but we won't be asking for fiber by the developer to connect. But staff at the town are skilled in pulling their own fiber, so it's something that can be done in-house.
Okay. Good deal. Blake, I know I picked on you for the safety stuff. I don't see Francisco. Do you want to attempt to cover any of the updates on any of the signal communications efforts he normally updates on?
No, I'm going to have to defer to him. I just sent you an email. Gabe Rascon is our smart mobility program manager. And so if you can include him on these meetings, he worked really closely with Francisco. So if one doesn't know, the other should.
Did you send me something about that?
I think I just did.
Okay. No, not
You can just add him next time.
Add Gabe. And it's RASCOM, I think. Yeah, I'll check and see if I've got all his stuff. Okay. Cool, and thank you. And let's see. And then Jay, I know you covered kind of when you were doing yours, you covered both traffic signal as well as the safety. Anything else you want to add?
Sure. Actually, yeah. With the other updates from the other jurisdictions, a couple light bulbs went off.
Go for it.
Yeah, Ajo Way, State Route 86, west of town, are, I want to say five. Sorry about that, frog in my throat. The 5 signals we have out there are all on communications now. We're also, so that would be like Valencia, San Joaquin, Camino Verde, Kinney.
Yep, that whole stretch. Okay.
Yep. So that's all online now. We're working our way north on Oracle Road, and I think we're all the way up to Saddlebrook Ranch now. So yeah, there's a couple we're still kind of working on. Apparently there's some connections. I think it's a D-link with the controller to the cabinet to the communication system that's not working. So we're trying to find some parts, but yeah, basically all those are up now, -2. And then also, I don't know if anyone had noticed, but at Oracle and McGee, we now have dual left turns northbound, fully protected due to the offsets. So that's now operational. I'm pretty excited about that. And then our next one will be at Orange Grove and Oracle. We're going to go protected after we lengthen the turn bays for storage capacity. So yeah, I think that's about all I got. Thank you.
Fantastic. No, thanks for the extra additions on that. Any questions now from the group members regarding the traffic signal efforts and activities? Anybody have any follow-up questions for the jurisdictional members? God, Jesus, Patricia, I'm so sorry. I skipped over TON. My bad.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to say that I missed a lot of the meetings before, so I'm not really sure on what the traffic signal communications update is about. But in listening to Jay, he talked about, I don't know, Jay, is Highway 86 the Hawk Light a part of what would be, or should I be reporting on that? Or would it be, I'm not sure how, because we have a Hawk Light in cells.
Right. Yeah. So ADOT does operate and maintain that. If you hear or see anything that is not operating correctly, let me know. But as far as I know, everything's working well with that. It is not in our communications network. Not sure if I have any Hawks actually that are on our comm network, and I'd probably reach out to my partners at City of Tucson to see what the benefit is of that. But yeah, so nothing really to report on that.
Okay, so just for a little bit more clarification, Rick, maybe can you give me a little explanation on what the traffic signal communications like, or what would be my part from the tribe side?
Okay. I was going to say, would you prefer I just reach out and follow up with you offline on that? That okay?
Okay, that would be good.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do that. All righty, Dion, I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, about a year ago, I think it was a year ago, the town purchased MaxView, and one reason we went with that product was because it was used regionally, ADOT and City of Tucson. I've been disappointed with the level of support that we've been getting, and I think one reason we've been getting less support than average, I would say, is because the developer, Q3, is moving to another upgrade, which is based entirely, it's kind of like a rebuild from a different starting point. And the new one's called Kinetics. And I understand that the City of Tucson has migrated to Kinetics. It would be probably an upgrade. Probably a new server would be required potentially. But I feel like I'd like to just have kind of a conversation about how that's progressing. Some advice I'd gotten from a vendor was let them work out all the bugs before you go ahead and upgrade your product line. So I welcome a conversation, since it's kind of a regional decision about what products we use.
Okay. I'll add that as a specific agenda item then to our next meeting and coordinate with Gabe and North Francisco on that, so that we've got got them from the city side to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions? righty, seeing none. Dion, I see your hand still up. I'm so sorry. Did it just that got to, never mind. You're good. Okay. Sorry if I missed you a second time. That's all I got on the agenda. I've got a couple notes to add for the next meeting. I'll keep you posted on it. I'll try to gauge whether we'll do a January meeting or a February one, kind of based on availability, as well as some of the progress on some of these major items, efforts, and activities on that. So I'll keep you posted on that as we kind of get through more of December and see what's going to be more advantageous, particularly some of that HSIP award efforts that Gabe is working on, RSA, and I'll kind of make a judgment call on when we think we'll have the most value and benefit to that. But I've got a couple items added, and I'll make sure I focus in on those as well. Any closing thoughts, questions for any of the stuff that was talked about today?
Yeah. Hey, Rick. This is Jay.
Go for it.
So I guess since we have a little bit of time, I know we're trying to get through the meeting, but I just wanted to let Dion know. I'll reach out to her after, but we've had a lot of good success with the Grid Smart. So like I said, we can talk about that. And I also know ADOT is looking towards Q3 at making sure Kinetics is bug free before we jump on. So I'll follow up with my folks in Phoenix to figure out where they're at with that. That's all I have. Thank you.
No, perfect. No, thanks for jumping in on that. And I'll let you two connect offline. I'll still look to see what I can get with Francisco and Gabe for the next meeting, though. Okay. Okay, hearing no other questions, comments. Gang, thank you guys very much as always. Good discussion. Thanks for the approval of the action item we needed. I'll keep you posted on the January, February outcome and which meeting is going to be most advantageous. As always, anything else in between, call either myself, Gabe, or Dr. Nassi. We're here and always available. But with that, enjoy a good month of December, especially a happy holiday and a fantastic new year. We'll see you guys all soon.